cities buried under 1,000 years of green, a river hot enough to cook you where you stand, a fungus that turns living ants into puppets. We've mapped the ocean floor and flown probes past Pluto, but and the jungle is still handing scientists things they can't explain. Here are 9 of them. Number 9. The Maya Megacity hiding under the Canopy picture flying over unbroken jungle, lasers firing thousands of pulses a second, and watching a lost civilization rise out of the green in front of you. That's what happened over Guatemala's Petén region. The Pacanam LiDAR initiative mapped around 800 square miles of rainforest and uncovered more than 60,000 hidden structures, homes, palaces, raised causeways. Even a pyramid archaeologists had literally walked past without noticing. Tikal, one of the most studied Maya cities on Earth, turned out to be at least 4 times bigger than anyone thought. Then came the twist. The scans revealed massive defensive walls and fortresses everywhere, proving Maya warfare wasn't some late-stage collapse. It was constant for centuries. One researcher called it the biggest leap in 150 years of Maya archaeology. And here's the kicker. They've only scanned a fraction of the jungle. Number 8. The river that boils animals alive. Now, picture a river hot enough to cook you where you stand. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon runs a stretch of water called Shanai Timpishka, boiled by the heat of the sun, where temperatures climb toward 100 degrees Celsius, and animals that fall in wash up cooked on the banks. Geoscientist Andres Russo grew up hearing about it as family legend until he tracked it down in 2011 and realized no scientist had actually studied it. Then came the part that stumped everyone. The nearest volcano sits about 700 kilometers away, no obvious heat source. Russo's research traced it to rainwater sinking along deep fault lines and resurfacing miles away, superheated by the planet's own geothermal gradient. The local Ashaninka shamans had their own answer, a giant serpent spirit. Watch the footage, and it's honestly hard not to believe them a little. Number 7. The fungus that turns ants into puppets. Here's one that sounds made up but isn't. In tropical forests worldwide, a fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis infects carpenter ants, and it got famous enough that it helped inspire The Last of Us. The infected ant wanders off, climbs to one exact height, and clamps its jaws onto a leaf vein, dying right on schedule. Scientists long assumed the fungus hijacked the ant's brain. Then, Penn State researchers ran 3D scans and found something stranger. The fungus wraps around the muscles from the outside, threading through the whole body while leaving the brain untouched. The ant is still home. It's just along for the ride while its body gets puppeteered. Each strain only targets one species of ant, and days later, a spore stalk erupts straight out of the corpse's skull. Nature did not need to go this hard. Number 6. The cursed White City. Nobody can name for centuries. Honduran legend described a lost white city hidden in the Mesquite rainforest, supposedly cursed so badly that no one who entered came back. In 2012, a laser survey caught geometric shapes under the canopy. In 2015, a team including filmmaker Steve Elkins and writer Douglas Preston hacked through swamp and jungle to reach it. What they found stopped them cold. Plazas, a pyramid, and hundreds of carved artifacts, including a half-human, half-jaguar effigy, left behind like the people vanished mid-ritual. And here's the unsettling part. This culture doesn't even have a name. Nobody knows who they were or why they disappeared around 1500 AD. The curse talk didn't stay legend either. Weeks after returning home, several expedition members, Preston included, caught a flesh-eating infection from sandfly bites. He turned the whole thing into a best-selling book. Make of that what you will. Number 5. The electric eels that hunt like wolves. Everyone knew electric eels were loners, solitary hunters, zapping one fish at a time. Then, in a remote lake on Brazil's Iriri River, biologist Douglas Bastos looked down and saw over 100 of them. And what happened next broke the textbooks. The eels herded schools of small fish into tight, panicked balls, then split into hunting parties of up to 10, surrounding the prey and firing synchronized electric strikes that launched fish clean out of the water. It's the only documented case of eels, animals that can discharge over 800 volts each, hunting socially like wolves or orcas. The Smithsonian researcher who co-authored the study said nothing like it had ever been recorded. Nobody knows how widespread this is or how the hunting hunting crews even form. And yes, there's real video of the attacks. It is wild to watch. Number 4. Giant geometric earthworks nobody could see. When ranchers started clearing western Brazil's rainforest for cattle in the 1980s, something strange appeared on the bare ground. Massive geometric ditches, some big enough to swallow several football fields, carved into perfect circles and squares. Archaeologists have now mapped more than 450 of these geoglyphs across Acre State, built roughly 2,000 years ago using little more than fire and a handful of stone tools. And here's what nobody agrees on: what they were for. No houses, no trash, nothing suggesting anyone lived there, just smashed pottery near the entrances. Researcher Jennifer Watling's team spent years on soil samples to check if the forest was even cleared when these went up. Turns out it mostly wasn't. These were carved from already managed bamboo forest, hidden by trees taller than the earthworks themselves. So a civilization built Stonehenge-sized monuments that nobody could even see from a distance. Why? Still unresolved. Number 3. The world's biggest snake was secretly 2. In 2024, a film crew was in Ecuador's Amazon shooting Will Smith for a National Geographic series, when the real story quietly stole the spotlight. Biologist Brian Fry's team drew blood from the massive green anacondas they kept encountering, some over 20 feet long, expecting nothing unusual. Then, the genetic results came back, and Fry could barely believe what he was seeing. The green anaconda everyone assumed was a single species turned out to be 2, genetically split by 5.5%. That's more than double the genetic gap between humans and chimpanzees. They'd been evolving apart for roughly 10 million years, while looking almost identical. This newly named northern green anaconda had been hiding in plain sight in documentaries, zoos, and field guides for centuries. Makes you wonder how many other well-known jungle animals are secretly 2 species wearing the same disguise. Number 2. The living soil. Ancient Amazonians engineered. Scattered across the Amazon are patches of soil so black and rich they look almost fake next to the pale dirt around them. And for a century, nobody could explain them. It's called terra preta, dark earth, engineered by ancient Amazonians who mixed charcoal, broken pottery, and food waste into the ground, turning dead soil fertile for 1,000 years. Modern scientists have tried to recreate it and haven't fully cracked it. But here's the part that really breaks your brain. Some patches appear to keep regenerating their own carbon content over time, almost like the soil is alive. Recent trials found certain trees growing several times taller in it than in regular Amazon dirt. And indigenous communities in Brazil reportedly still make it today, using methods passed down through generations, meaning the ancient mystery may have been hiding in plain sight the whole time, just never written down. Number 1. The Wood Wide Web. Scientists are fighting over. You've probably heard that trees talk to each other underground through a web of fungi, sharing nutrients, warning each other of danger, even feeding their own seedlings. It's nicknamed the Wood Wide Web, and it exploded through ecologist Suzanne Simard's research and a viral TED Talk. Except in 2023, a team led by mycologist Justine Karst revisited the data and found something awkward. Of more than 1,600 papers citing the idea, roughly half got the network's function wrong. So are trees genuinely cooperating through fungi, or are we projecting a comforting story onto mushrooms? Simard has pushed back hard, arguing the critics are missing the bigger picture. Right now, scientists are openly disagreeing about this in academic journals, which almost never happens in public. What's not in dispute? Those fungal threads are real, running beneath every jungle floor you've ever walked across. Nobody's fully sure what they're doing down there. Every one of these was confirmed by real research teams, real papers, and actual footage, not campfire stories. And that's the wildest part. We've mapped the ocean floor and flown probes past Pluto, and jungles this thick are still handing scientists discoveries that don't fit anything they thought they already knew. Which one broke your brain the most? Tell me in the comments, and if you want the sources, they're all pinned in the description.